on the Wolf deck. What started out as a really nice day is a little hot now, guys, but we've got a special edition of Pick Six coming your way. You know Gabe Henderson all the way here on my left, but in between us is former NFL wide receiver, now NFL Network personality Steve Smith on campus here today at the Twin Cities Orthopedics Performance Center. What do you think so far, Steve?
This is remarkable.
It's pretty nice.
This is awesome.
It's not North Carolina.
No.
Feels like it right now, a little bit with the sun.
You haven't been in North Carolina.
No, I'm not.
The sun.
This is easy work if this is North Carolina.
Yeah, no, in the morning it was a little chilly, but we don't have some chilly questions for you. The fans, we reached out. They have some really good questions for you this week. We're going to give you a 30-second timer. You don't have to hit the 30 seconds, but you can't go over.
Okay.
So the first one is a pretty good one because you spent 16 years in the league. You know a guy, Patrick Peterson. You've seen him a few times. Yep. What's your favorite memory or your favorite battle against P2?
Well, favorite battle was his rookie year. I had an exceptional game against him. Second time around, did not shake out the same way. So would love to repeat and go back to the first year I played him. But
right.
I mean, he's a stellar guy. He's a guy that really, you have to be prepared, have to be ready for everything, and he's what is advertised.
I vividly remember that game growing up in North Carolina. I think you went for like 178 and 2 touchdowns against P2, but P2 had a punt return that game, and I was just like, look at this battle. This battle is going to be something we're going to be talking about years from now, and look at how it's progressed over the years, and it's been exciting to see P2 here in purple.
That's right. So kind of playing off that question, Walter from Uptown Minneapolis asks you, Gabe. Oh, yeah.
It's like Charlotte.
Exactly. He wants you to evaluate Patrick Peterson's camp progress now in year 12 of the NFL.
So far, P2, I feel like he hasn't lost a step from last year. Of course, he's not the guy that's going to be the year one rookie P2 that was playing Steve Smith Sr. over here. But at the same time, P2, he knows what he has to do. He knows his keys. He knows where he needs to be. He knows he's not the fastest guy. And understanding that, he's able to be in positions before the opposing offensive player is supposed to be there. So I think P2 right now, we know what we're going to get with him. But at the same time, he's still going to show up and be that lockdown corner for you.
This one's for you, Steve. This is from Richard from Chaska. He asks, do you think Justin Jefferson is going to have a monster season?
No, I don't think he's going to have a monster season. I think he's going to have a Justin Jefferson season, which is establishing really who is different in the NFL. You have the reigning Triple Crown winner, Cooper Kupp, but then you have Justin Jefferson, who understands he's in a new offense, and in this offense is going to be heavy passing, doing the running game the way it should be, but opening up the deep threats that this offense really wants. So he's not going to have a monster season. He's going to have a Justin Jefferson season.
You just got a little friend with you, don't you?
Did you? Was that a high pitch?
Said, oh.
I think he
See, I could have got
stiff-armed a hornet over there. Gabe, we've got.
It's behind you now.
It's good.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
From North Carolina, we don't play with bees.
We've got Hunter from Apple Valley who asks, Gabe, who is showing the most improvement at training camp?
That's an easy question for me. I'm going to go Christian Darrisaw. And I think the reason why he's having such a phenomenal year is because he finally had an offseason to prepare for this upcoming season. Last year, he dealt with the groin injury, missed the first 6 games. So now he gets a full offseason. We saw the workout videos on Instagram this year. He's in this building at 2 a.m. in the morning getting that work. That work is starting to pay off. And now that it's starting to pay off, we're starting to see guys like Daniil Hunter say, okay, this guy might be a baby Trent Williams. I think that's a little far-fetched, especially this early on, but at the same time, I think he's going to be a force to reckon with in 2022.
Note to self, do not catch a hornet.
Did you get stung?
It
I was
sting
going
you.
to say, I think you just like Karate Kidded.
Yeah. That kind of stung a little bit.
Oh my goodness.
But I still got him though.
You never know what's going to happen around here. Do we need to get, are you on IR now? PUP list?
Workers' comp. I'll take a settlement.
We're about halfway through, so if you can make it through the rest, I'll ask you the next question. You good? All right, coming from Zoe from St. Louis Park, she asks you, Steve, Patrick Peterson is our lockdown cornerback 1. Who is our lockdown cornerback 2?
I'm not sure who lockdown corner is number 2, but I have to be biased. Right down the road, they call it Death Valley, and now it's Clemson, so I have to go with Booth Jr., just because watching him play all those years in Carolina, knowing what he can do, I'm biased, but I just would love to see a product of the Carolinas go into the league and have an exceptional year. So that's really why. So I'm being biased.
It's okay because, you know, the better he is, the better the competition position, and
the smarter I look.
And the smarter you look. That is the most important. Gabe, let's see how smart you are with this next one. We got question number 5 for you from Nelson from Lakeville. He asks, why do you prohibit us from taking videos of practice, but post tons of videos ourselves?
Nelson, I feel like you're attacking me, man.
He did.
He's like
you
the
feel
hornet.
That too? You feel that energy?
He's like that hornet.
Well, we do got a new regime here, and with this new regime, they don't want their plays to get out, especially since it's the installation period. So that installation period, it's a lot of teaching going on. If it was year 2 or year 3, there wouldn't be as much teaching because you kind of know what to do. So right now, Kevin O'Connell is saying, hey, you can take pictures, but don't take videos, but at the same time, just be present in the moment. And right now, fans, they want to have some videos and do what they need to do, but hey, I'm just a messenger. If you got any mentions or any comments, tweet on, why don't you send your comments to Twitter @CutToIt, and he'll answer your questions.
That's that's my social media.
Exactly. Send them his way.
Hey, I check it once a year.
You're going to go in there, there's going to be about 500 mentions in there from Vikings fans. No, it's a great point, though, because we really don't want the Packers to see what's been going on when that's a week 1 game. It's going to be a huge one. But let's take it and round the show out with question number 6, Steve. This is training camp after all, and it's something that you've been familiar with. You've done a few of those, a time or two. One or two. So how do you now prepare as your role as an analyst for the NFL Network now that you're not playing anymore?
For me, how do I prepare is just getting the roster, just looking at all the teams, what they have, what they don't have, the additions. Sometimes I also get confused with all the names. But really for training camp is really just get a glance overview of the team, understanding also that 90 guys are on the team. Yeah. It will narrow it down to 53. But one of the things I do have to mention, in your 53 guys here, you have a guy that I've known since he was a little boy, which is Blake Prohl. So in seeing Blake be at this training camp, I've been knowing him since he was pretty much 9 years old, to see who he is, it's a blessing to be able to be here, but also know that this is a young man I know as a little guy that wanted to be a professional football player, like his dad, Ricky Prohl, who was my coach, and also teammate. And now seeing Blake walk the halls with Adam Thielen, with Justin Jefferson, man, it's just one of those things. It's called full circle, and a lot of people don't get the opportunity to experience full circle, and I have, and so I had to mention that because it was well worth it.
That's pretty great. I have to say, though, that there's a guy sitting on set with us right now who probably has been inspired by you since he was 9 years old or so, and that's Gabe.
I mean, you're the reason why I like the Carolina Panthers. Like, I didn't grow up a Panthers fan. I'm not going to say the year I was born, but the year I was born, the Panthers were never a team. Okay. So having 94. You there. No, I'm a little older than that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, if you keep guessing, I'm gonna still say no.
Okay.
But I just remember your dog mentality. And going to college, I played quarterback and then moved to wide receiver. And I was like, dude, that dog mentality that Steve Smith had as a kid. I mean, when I was a kid, that's a dog mentality that I'm gonna show up to the game. You know, ice up, son, or like just the trash talk. And I feel like I needed that mentality just to get me through, you know, certain games, certain practices, certain moments in life. So. Huge inspiration. I appreciate everything you do. I know, man.
More full circle. More
full circle
for
so
you.
Being a kid from North Carolina, man, we all looked up to you. You were our hope. I mean, when I was in college, I remember you wore a turtleneck with the sleeves cut off. Yeah. I used to wear that in college because of you.
Well, it was cold, but I in my rookie year, though, I had a lot of fumbles. Okay. And so I didn't like wearing sleeves, so I was more conscious of those fumbles, right? So you talk about how do you prepare is you don't forget the mistakes you made early in your career, and so you always are building up to that throughout your career.
That's
so
pretty
repeating names, seeing how they are pronounced, those are some of the things that I have to worry about. But one of the things I do, if I cannot pronounce your name correctly, I'm just not gonna say it.
No.
I will avoid that person's name like the plague.
Yeah.
Those are the insider secrets, though. You can't be spilling those for people
that don't care,
because
if I don't know, they're gonna say, "Who is it?" You know his name.
Well, this has been so much fun. Thank you so much to Steve Smith for being here on Pick 6. The fans appreciate your questions. We'll have another edition coming up soon. You can always tweet your questions at Tatum Everett or at Gabe A. Henderson.
Or cut to it.
Exactly.
Or cut to it. He may. I mean, the one time you get on Twitter, maybe you answer a few. Who knows?
I'm just
Probably
doing it for,
not.
I'm just doing it for the clout.
Appreciate that.
Well, we appreciate your time so much. Thanks for being out here, and we'll see you guys on the next edition of Pick 6.